Doesn't matter if it's 3 lanes if you're just dying as they run into one. Heat not really in a position to help with the fight either.
Another thing EG was great at when they were the best team in the world was orb maxing on this map, right?
True.
Absolutely min-maxing the ultimates. And you already see that here with 4 ultimates up for play.
Yeah, Icy's on 2 orbs right now. They could slow down for the orb in A main if they wanted to, but I imagine they push through. Maybe one of the support agents gets that.
Teo's drone also, I think, an underrated tool, but don't use anything for that initial
look at
endeavor.
the flood.
Havoc just gets one and he's stunned. Push back, aftershock. This guy's getting bullied by Util. There's the power of Breach Teo. Right in front of you. MW, now in a bit of a tough spot himself. Has a teammate within that smoke, but he's soon to be overwhelmed. DG swings in. Khalil is good to find 2. Might not have been enough.
Okay, now these players are low. 82 on Nature, 45 on Supa. Heat is coming in to drop. This is nice if they were maybe players going into main, but Heat's going to be forced more than likely to make some noise on this drop. Knows one player's on site. Don't think he heard the second. And now waiting for someone to peek into him.
Nature has a stun.
Yeah, stun comes in, forces Heat into the corner. Now Heat knows where everyone is. Time is working against him. EG just aren't giving him an inch, and he keeps spamming. He's just revealing his position on the map. Now he's out of bullets. The ghost nerf. There's the stun from Furia coming in. Nice shot from MW Zera. You can see there's still combo ideas with the Furia comp. You, of course, have the paint shells to throw on in.
And they'll net a kill off that. I like the idea to walk underpass here.
Yeah, Rafa also stepped out of drop, so they've basically fully cleared the north side of the map and can re-aggro down towards B main. Havoc taking it slowly.
EGR as well.
Oh, wait, Ye put an alarm bot down there in underpass. I really like that. When you're not playing anyone on the north side of the map, making sure you can't get crept up on, especially as that solo side B lurk.
It's actually turning Valorant into just, you know, any other map that isn't Fracture in the pool.
Furia do have a nice position against this EGA exec, though. Note where Rafa is, up towards drop, but it's only a classic. If it was a deagle, it would be a little bit more dangerous. As it stands, smokes come in, players forced off the angles. That should be an easy plant for EG.
Guardian on Icy. Smoke about to fade. There's some players facing. That's a dink, but whiffs out on the next shots. Will eventually find his mark. The trade is there.
3 players into drop for Furia. Classics in hand. And Supa hunting down onto Heat. Huge right click from Heat. Supa will eventually fall, and now playing some nice angles on site is Evil Genius's Nature. Gets a couple. That's going to be Rolling Thunder online. Better on Nature to hold the Rolling Thunder. They've got that for the post plant now to stop flood coming in, and that ruins CT. You can't get out versus that ability.
Derek never even used missiles. Now that'll stall any attempt at a flood from Furia. This suddenly is a winning position for EG. Rolling Thunder into spawn.
Everything's on Havoc here on the flank. Alarm bot spots him out. 3 players ready to swing off of him. And Nature just continues to stall in towards CT. EG are entrenched, but there comes Furia. 2 kills to get it started. Nature still holding his own. But now the rifle's in play. Ye see. He's waiting over in the corner. Ye lets those players get the cross on in, but Icy is just shutting him down.
All missiles away.
We need to see Havoc or Khalil get a kill.
Sprayed down by Icy. Now EG with full control of this site. Furia, they'll make an attempt to fight back in Arcade, but a reflash for EG. Again, Nature holds it for now. Ready to flash on either angle.
Again, Furia, they've lost the round. They need kills on these 2 players. Good flash comes in, and Khalil gets the kills he needs.
But he uses the ult instantly. This round is already basically lost. There's a Brim Molly coming in. There's stall still on that spike. There's no way for Furia to win this.
Are you joking?
And the ult is wasted.
There's just not enough time. I mean, credit to Furia. They got some really nice shots going in on that.
That's an overheat.
Havoc found his kill, so that will be a really just one player playing A main. And with that early smoke, they've been pushed back there too. This could end up being an EG fake look with the Rays rocket out of drop.
It's a full pivot from before the timeout where they were almost always completely ignoring north side. Khalil backs away. And Icy's gonna heat up with the rockets. No one's on site here, but Havoc! Okay, that's a great reply with the rocket of his own. He'll swing into main and get more! An incredible triple for Havoc has put Furia back in this round.
Furia needed these A players to step up, and maybe they just needed an A player to stand up. Havoc absolutely sweet on that one. Now Evil Genius is walking towards this operator. That'll be Roth again. First one falling on back. Oh, okay. Taken down, and actually, Derek, that's one orb, that's two orbs. Get another kill.
Even a plant.
I mean,
dying's good too.
This could be a sweet round, because Derek has really been struggling for kills. That's just 4 orbs out of nowhere for him. Geniuses have switched their default to play very heavy. Yay, just getting a pick in main. I was going to say playing very heavy north side.
Kalmus kills Khalil as well.
And seizing this early drop control. So their mantra has been get the ultimate, the orbs, get Derek online with that, break the tripwire, and now there's that permanent threat of that flood out of drop or even just a alert going in.
And if EG win this round with Derek's ult, they're gonna have 2 more just around the corner.
Fracture is a map where usually you're playing 3 or 4 agents with heavy exec utility. So when you get into a rhythm, when you start cycling these ults together, it can be deadly. Fortunately for Furia, they've guessed correctly on this round, playing no one towards that B site. So that ult, Derek farmed up, gonna go basically to waste. And now Furia go for a double flank. 2 players on the south side, Heat going solo up north. And it's just Khalil on low HP in spawn. Oh, and they're playing for the res. That's what it is. I think Havoc is safely behind the wall there too. Derek, though, catches out MW Zera, switches around, takes Heat low, but it's not enough to get the kill.
2 players on 1 health. This is still a retake with an operator, but that's a rolling thunder back in this round. MW's gonna rip it. Nature stunned up. But is there follow-up? Aftershock.
Dear.
Nature somehow stays alive, dodges out on every bit of utility, and is rewarded for it. 2 kills from Nature. Heat on the spike. Icy will go through and try and deny. Gets 1. And now Khalil on 1 HP against Supa. Needs this headshot now. But Supa won't give it to him. He toys around Ice. He wins this round on time.
Down underpass. While Furia walled off north side, so Icy just waiting for MW to walk on into his crosshair. It's the first one. Some nades push Heat up as well. And Ye is just, again, I really love watching Ye and Icy standing next to each other. The way they've traded each other out consistently since joining this roster has been good.
By the way, that was both the hero gun spot into this round for Furia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, unrecoverable.
Very recoverable down there in underpass.
Also, playing no Tejo means that KJ ult is a real ability.
Yeah, that's definitely something you're missing here. Can't say I'm enraptured by the Sage comp so far.
Not quite.
Although again, I do like what it can do on the attacking side with walls. It's a little more annoying. Sean also was a bit of a Sage believer back, at least when he was coaching on 100 Thieves. Maybe he can talk a bit about it. Because the 100 Thieves comp had Sage in it for a long time. And I thought that was really good. Those forward walls towards CT sort of interrupted the retakes, interrupted that typical brawly style of Fracture play. But so far, we've really just seen those round start walls that haven't really slowed down EG all that much. They just avoided them.
6-1 up now for Evil Geniuses. That's exactly what you're talking about. Killjoy contains 1 side, EG creep up on A.
So this is their post-timeout, both timeouts actually. EG's default has been play for this drop, move on forward, get an orb.
And get a free kill on Havoc. He just swung alone and is dead for it.
Yep, when your weak side is getting kills like this, it's hard to lose games.
Was there any utility to set that up?
I think we had, no,
Maybe, I think it was a
MW has
Roomba
everything.
that missed,
Yeah.
and that was it.
And they saw the strong side being north, but yeah, you don't want to call in utility, you'd imagine. Here's a double swing. Again, there's full breach utility!
And they just feed the meat grinder. Furia have practically already lost this round.
It just hurts because at a certain point you're like, okay, maybe Supa cleared out of that space and we're taking the risk, but when you're already playing a comp that has limited fighting tools because of the Sage, you have to be a lot more choice in those engagements you're actually taking. EG just on a bit of a hunt for some kills, some KD, some orbs, everything. Because they've got infinite mollies for that spike and no chance of tossing the round away.
And EG don't have to use a thing to win that round. Often Heat will try and keep these weapons.
Last player standing.
Nature's not gonna let that happen.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, Rafa. At least let's one gun be.
In case anyone's on site, you also can't play in that slant corner because you're gonna get bombarded by utility. Furia maybe have a chance to spam off the Cypher camera. That's an annoying one, and Heat's taking his timing, but
It's just one by one. Players walking out, getting killed, and Furia now don't have a concerted effort to make this retake happen.
yeah, it was a little bit early too, because the Brimstone ultimate came in just a second after that swing happened. I think Furia were calling to fight out with that, but just jumped the gun a little bit.
They're saving. The offseason, people got excited seeing the names on this roster. Heat, after the year he had playing with Crew, switching his role to initiator. Rafa, a prospect coming up from tier 2. But right now, I mean, staking your year on picking Fracture into EG and honestly not looking prepared to play against a Breach Teo.
And the thing is, too, Rafa is a new IGL in the sense of we're seeing him on the Americas stage IGLing for the first time, but not his first time IGLing a highly competitive team. Made it pretty deep into the Ascension run a couple of years back. Wasn't able to qualify himself.
Drink some water.
But now tested up on what has historically always been Evil Geniuses and Potters out A. Also has the reach to take A main control, which, hey, that's that early Sage wall and the flip of Cypher and Sage to the A side I was looking for.
Rolling Thunder through the site, actually towards Sands, as the rocket paths in and deals with Heat. Rafa traded out from the pinch in main, and it's a situation we've seen so many times with Furia's anchors dead, a 3v5 retake. This time at least one better. Some of these members are going to be coming in from drop.
Havoc needs to snipe a kill from up here so we can get the showstopper and get back into sight to really have a chance, I feel. Fortunately, EG's post plants on this A side have been really locked in. They're not giving free kills over. Some utility to try and flush the players back on site, but it's not gonna bump Icy out of here.
Icy goes in. 1-for-1's good enough, because he has his team backing him up with stall utility. Missiles heading towards the spike.
It's endless,
A
Mimi.
flash into main. But the fight's just not there.
Okay,
For Havoc, this is his chance. Rocket, it misses. Havoc gets the kills regardless. And Furia finally reply with a round.
There it is. I mean, the 2 rounds, Furia.
MW now has to pivot his stun over towards main. And the trap plays diffused.
Yeah, the nice thing for Furia is they hadn't actually showed their hand too much on that side of that, MW holding on to the stun, so EG didn't feel comfortable to accelerate. Instead, they want to re-clear Arcade and pinch in with it. Ye's going to come from up north side. These 3 players move into underpass so they can swing this heaven line on 2 different angles.
Nature with stun in hand. Will catch on to Havoc as the drone follows through and spots out 2. No more util available for the members on site. They're gonna fight back towards heaven, but tail rockets are coming in. They're pinched yet again as Nature runs down the site and yet again establishes a post plant for EG.
Evil Genius's crunch timings have been excellent this game. Even on the last site hit, the round they lost. Making it work nicely. There. Havoc under just way too much pressure. He can't have that round he needs to win it for Furia. We'll see though. Rafa and Heat creeping up. Time's a ticking and with main held, with tower held. There's just no entrance into this site. Could be Rafa playing for some kills on the opposite side.
Stand down.
That is it. Moving into a 12.
When people watch Soul DG play, I think the most memorable...
Using that lockdown wind-up time to end up getting that push. MW also picked up an orb, so a couple of kills on this flank, and that retake could get wild with a Rolling Thunder.
Flank is active. Supa already down. Very good opener from MW, but EG are going to turn and fight. They dodge out on the stun, and they shoo the Furia members away.
Nature's also underpass. It's only Icy on site here, which is a bit wild. And at the same time, MW is regrouping back in spawn, so all of a sudden, Havoc is going to be the very late lurk, and he is turning so many heads his way.
Icy has a rocket. Could satchel around and help his team if players start to make contact through spawn. Rafa's walked into the site. Ye spots him, and Ye doesn't have a gun out in time. Util goes towards Heaven. Icy still double satchels, ready to wrap around and help the team as the flank is dealt with. Icy goes 1 for 1. They're off the spike. And now more Util coming in. Furia have to fight, and they have to win this fight. Heat is critical, and he can't stand. EG closed another bind onto Icy, and they've disengaged the tripwire.
Khalil been trop fragging this game as well for Furia. Finds that opener.
Spotted 3 players, though. That'll pull rotates over towards A.
Yeah, Furia can start to heat up, and keep your eyes on Heat. He'll be the solo drop lurk coming on in. He'll have some control here to pinch down into sight, make sure no one gets out from CT. These players are looking for it, but he gets flashed. He's dropped down into hell, somehow staying alive between Rafa and Heat. Furia have found themselves a pistol.
Flawless at that. It's a Vandal. And he's ready for Heat too.
Oh.
Doesn't get the kill, though.
That's said, it was Supa that picked up the Vandal. They know it's going to be an A hit now. Nature stuck down in hell, but it's actually Havoc jumping up above him. Icy's helping out. The players are stuck in main. Havoc gets that first kill, Ghost in hand, but Derek spamming away. Furia are not out of the woodworks just yet. It's 2 players on site with Heat going for an incredibly late lurk, and EG are flooding on in.
They're fully grouped up, though. In towards main, they have to wait out these smokes.
Heat actually made it through.
It's all about Superman. The only rifle to work with, and that's a good re-clear. Icy's dead, and he didn't even see Heat. Oh, they just want to contain. They're playing for damage here, not to win the round.
Stuck. As soon as they lost that sand player, it was basically over.
But that's such a good play when you're up 10-3. Take away as many guns as...
Making sure they see these players. Only spotting 2, though, I think. Will make these EG players on B stick their feet.
Heat, very early lurk.
What a
read. He's not looking. The turret makes contact, though. And he's missed his chance.
He wanted to get that timing because he knows he likes to play there after the other round.
Re-clear.
Oh, dear.
Perfect nade.
That is nice. They give up that early control. Now Ye up in heaven. Guardian playing underneath him. The swarm comes in. Heat fights his way out from down underneath. And Supa's looking the wrong way. Heat takes him down. Furia are getting the ball moving here.
That's the heat that Furia have needed all tournament. The guy who was probably the best player on crew last year.
I think he was just the best initiator in terms of fragging power in Americas last year. This dude was putting ridiculous numbers every single game. And it's going to be a big change when you go into the Sentinel role. All of a sudden, you don't have those fighting options. You need players to come into you. This time around, getting the better of EG on that arcade fight. And you start to see the vision of the rest of this half now, where EG are forced onto a bye at 10-5. That makes it 10-6. Well, maybe Furia have a Breach ult, have a Raze ult coming up online. Not giving that one up, because then next round, Breach doesn't necessarily have to be here. EG off the drone contact. Stump comes in. Icy won't be satcheling forward, instead just creeping, but the second stun
The rocket
to follow, that is nice. The blind is in, Khalil is down. I mean, EG have just pieced together a perfect round.
Here's the stun for the refight. Nade forward, but a smoke is going up. EG can't get Derek out of dodge, but that's still an advantageous trade.
On the B site, though, both Sentinels keeping an eye out for each other. He knows that one more step forward and that turret's going to be hitting him, so he takes his time until Havoc gets a little close. Wait, no, it doesn't.
Remember that turret nerf. Can't quite see 180. He has to be checked on manually instead. And now the cavalry is arriving, and Heat doesn't want to stick around in the same spot too much longer. Spray through does good damage, but he's stunned up, caught out, and Ye's ready on the swing. More damage onto Heat. Icy has killed another around him. And suddenly, this man is standing alone. He'll deliver, though. It was more players wounded from
30
EG.
seconds left.
All of them, in fact. Below half health, he can do a hell of a lot. Nature trying to whittle away at MW's era. As Ye slowly creeps up. Furia needs this round, and Ye, he wants to rip it away. So it's all up to Heat. A new rule, but a same outcome as so many rounds before. EG, a great call on their eco. And they've taken the driver's seat yet again.
Oh, I just can't believe it. EG didn't even change anything. They went showed all the way up into tower. See, the timing is just crazy into sand. EG are trying to double swing this. They really are anticipating Heat's presence here.
At this point, they know he'll fall away, but that's such a big kill from Rafa.
Crazy. Icy was pushed down into main, finds the first kill, needs to deal with Rafa, who's boosted up on his own wall. Players absolutely not where they should be.
Icy looking to be the hero again. 4v4, the Sage isolated.
And it's a slow creep on the zip line from Heat to come and flank Rafa around on Icy.
But Icy's not slowing down. He'll heat up and get the kill onto Rafa.
Here's Heat.
Worried about that flank. Icy throws in the nade, but he's past Heat. The mark missed, and Heat's dead. Khalil now the last man to try and salvage this, and Nature, he's not getting off. It doesn't matter. Khalil.
Sage Cypher slowly making their way into A main.
Re-clear of B main.
Oh
And
my
Ye,
Ultimate is ready.
he's just so bold.
Off your feet!
Rolling Thunder, as well as the ult, and that's just a res straight back for Rafa. Site secured, back in command. And the EG players will get picked apart, trying to go for their one.
You can see some of the ideas with the Sage, though. That wall towards heaven, super annoying. You have to spend a lot of time to clear that. It also builds you that ledge to play on Rafter, where you're fully protected. That could come into play more meaningfully in future rounds. This time, though, it's just double fights into spawn from Furia. They want their eco frags. Want to charge up those ults.
We talked a lot about the ult economy for EG in the first half. And now Furia is starting to get their own snowball. Derek doesn't have time for this, but the damage is still good.
Live munition.
Seeing only the Cypher once he peeks around.
Heat is not going to like this.
No, I don't think so.
Not at all.
There's a
Get him
stun.
out of there.
There's
Oh.
an aftershock. He's running.
Okay, good news is Nature wasn't snapping the ult. Derek wasn't snapping the ult. He'll get out, no problem. Just some chip damage. But what Furia can do off of this is now accelerate into the A site. Molly's out to slow them down, but it's really Furia attacking into sand so they can get the Sage wall down and then pinch into the site.
Rolling Thunder. Back towards Sands. A counter ult.
Icy
coming in
stuck,
from
though.
Furia, but BG's just getting every kill. Icy will eventually break his way out of jail, and he tries to find a duel. Maybe a little too bold. Khalil's alone, and no magic this round. EG. In comes the ultimate, and somehow everyone escapes.
Stun just barely late from Nature. They're still hunting.
Here comes that raise rocket. A Brim ult.
Oh
They're
my
using
God!
everything this round. EG demolishing Furia. As the rocket misses, EG gets the kills, and they knock Furia out of Kickoff. It's been 2 years since we've watched EG